one, yeah? We want to stop the bleeding, not kill the whole arm. And today's challenge we have the Creep Bandage Challenge. Hi everyone, I'm Rashid.
Hi, I'm Edwin.
And we are the First Aid Bros. Now, today we are going to talk about bandaging. Many of us have challenges deciding which type of bandage to use. So today we decide to explain it all. Today we're going to talk about the creep bandage. Now Edwin, can you share a bit to our viewers what exactly is a creep bandage?
It comes in a form that is a bit elastic. It's helped to secure your wound, cover your wound, and secure gauzes if you are putting some gauze onto the wound.
Yeah. Wonderful, excellent. So it is used mainly to cover the wounds and as well to prevent that from being too exposed, right?
Yeah.
So supposingly, if someone has an open wound and you touch it, you could potentially introduce germs and pathogens and bacteria into the wound, and that can cause infection. And that would make the healing process a lot slower. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we cover it right, and we cover it with the correct bandage so that you really cover up the wound well. Now, we've got two different sizes. Edwin, could you share with everyone what are the two sizes we have here?
So the longer one is about 10 centimeter and the shorter one is 5 centimeters.
Let's test him, see whether it's really half of it. You're right. So it's 10 centimeters and 5 centimeters, very good. And depending on the size of the wound or the area that we're bandaging, we want to choose the correct bandage. So for example, if the wound is...
So I have a wound here and it's a very small one.
Oh, so small. So which one do you think we should use? You're right, this one, yeah, the smaller one. So what we do is we just start off first and then we'll just go around the arm just to cover up the wound. And if the wound is a lot bigger,
say for example it's that long,
that is too big. So we would probably need a lot more than this amount of bandage to cover that whole wound. So we'll use the bigger one. So first of all, it depends on the size of the wound. And perhaps, Edwin, could you give me an area where we probably need to use this as well?
For example, your leg?
Yes, your leg, right? So like your thigh is a lot bigger than your arm. So you probably need a bigger bandage so that it can go around more times. Yeah. Let me demonstrate how to use a 5 centimeters creep bandage onto Edwin's arm here. So, supposing we start, the wound is here and we're going to start just above the wound. We'll just go around twice. Okay, a few principles here. You're going to roll onto the arm like this and not pull, because if we pull, what will happen, Edwin?
You will tighten it too much and it will cause tissue damage and limit the blood supply to the arm.
That's not what we want, yeah? We want to stop the bleeding, not kill the whole arm. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll just roll gently. The purpose of this is not to cut off the circulation, but rather to just secure the bandage in place. So we're going to roll onto Edwin's arm, like this. As you can see, as I'm spiraling down the arm, I'm covering more and more of the wound. Looks easy, yeah? Okay, so now that I've covered the whole wound, I can just end off with perhaps maybe 2 rounds. And then what you can do is you can clip it in place or you can tape it in place, right? So supposing that I've already completed my bandage, now I would like to know if the bandage is too tight or too loose. So there's a test to do this, right? So it's called the finger test. Edwin, can you show your finger? Finger test, yeah. So how do we do the finger test? We try to fit in or slide in one finger into the bandage, and if it goes in, that means that the bandage is just nice. If your finger is unable to go in, that means the bandage is too tight. Or if you are able to fit in more than 2 fingers, like 2 or 3 fingers, then it is too loose. Yeah? So we do not want that, we want it to be just right. So make sure that you try the finger test after each bandage. Edwin, is there another way we can check if the bandage is too tight?
Okay, you can check the sensation. Alright, you can ask the casualty whether you feel you touching the fingers, that's the sensation. Movement, you can ask the casualty to move the fingers, see whether there are any movement. And the last one is called circulation. What we do is called a capillary refill reaction. Press on the thumb and see whether it goes pink again. So if it goes pink, that means it's not too tight, there's circulation.
Wonderful, excellent. So there you have it, that is how we do a good bandage. So Edwin, this is one of the pouches that we give out in our first aid classes.
You sure do.
Yep, and basically we use this for practice, and we just like to share with you what's in the pouch. So when you open up, we have a couple of bandages in there. Here we have the gauze. Edwin, do you mind sharing a little bit more about the gauze?
Yeah, so to stop bleeding, we use a gauze. So for practices, we also give out a gauze for our participants.
Yep, so it is basically it's a cloth with mesh on it. So it's used to stop bleeding. Then we also have the triangle bandage, right, Edwin?
Yep, so for practice of sling, for example, we will use a triangle bandage.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
We also use it for immobilizing limbs, right?
Yeah.
Like for example, the arms, we do a broad bandage across.
Correct.
Right? We'll have 2 of those in there. Then we'll have what we've explained earlier, the creep bandages. So just to run through one more time, the creep bandages, Edwin, maybe this is
we have come in 2 sizes. So this is 5 centimeter, this is 10 centimeter. So you have 2 options to use for different kind of wounds.
Right, and just bear in mind the creep bandages are elastic, so when we apply them, we do not want to pull them too hard or too much, because it can cause the blood circulation to stop to the limb. And at the same time, it comes with this little clip there. You could use the clip to secure the end of the bandages so that they don't fall out, but just be a little careful when you use them because they tend to pierce into the skin. So what we want to do is we just want to hook onto the bandages and not press too deep so that it goes into the skin. Yeah,
correct.
So there you have it. These are the things that you'll get during the first aid class when you come for first aid training at Singapore First Aid Training Centre. So we hope to see you in our classes soon.
Hey Rashid, what are you doing?
I still don't know whether to do or not to do.
Okay, why not you check out our next clip?
Hey! Stop!
There's a cut on your arm, it's so deep, so where's your mom? You can see a lot of blood and sometimes marrow. You look around, trying to find, can you get help from someone kind? You are ready to beg or steal or borrow. Don't panic, just remember that in order to stop the bleeding, put a gauze in place, press till it goes away. Heal the wound, make it better today. First stop the bleeding, then apply a creep bandage, and make sure when you're tying, you care enough that just one finger can slide in. Just feel sensation, movement, and refill.
I thought of going to the costume party dressed up as a Band-Aid, but I changed my mind.
Why?
I couldn't pull it off.
Hey Rashid, do you know why the roller bandage do not have much friends? Because he's such a creep.
A bunch of elderly formed a band recently. They call themselves bandaged.
What do you call a person who helps out a band? A band-aid. Yeah, that's why.
Coming up next, we'll have our challenge, so stay tuned for that. And today's challenge, we have the Creep Bandage Challenge. And our participants today, on my team, we have Edison Kogi.
And on my team, we have Sweet Sabrina.
And the both of them are going to attempt to roll back an open creep bandage back into its original shape. So guys, are you ready?
Are you ready?
Alright, let's start. Edison Pogit, are you ready?
Ready. Sabrina, are you ready? Okay,
At the
on
count
our
of
count.
3. 1, 2, 3, start! Go, Edison, go! Come on, go, Edison, go!
Fast
Go,
fingers.
Come on, Edison!
And quick.
Come on!
Well done.
She's going so fast! Edison! Oh my God! Why?
Well done. Yay! Good job.
Okay, and the winner, we have to announce, the winner is Sabrina! And good attempt for Edison. Give him a round of applause as well.
Good job. Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoy and learn something from this show.
Be sure to catch us again on the next episode of First Aid Bros, where we'll share more first aid tips and life hacks that can save the day. That's all from us today. First Aid Bros signing off. Thank you, Edwin. So now what we're going to do is we're going to... What we're going to do?
Because he's such a creep. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the videos and learn something from us.
Okay.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you enjoy and learn.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy and learn something from watching this show.
Thanks for